Who's this?
Mr. Boehner, it's Jimmy Dore.
Ah, Jimmy. How the hell are you?
I'm not bad, Mr. Speaker. How about yourself?
Not too shabby, Jim Jam. I'm sitting here enjoying a little morning brandy. Okay, a lot of brandy. Playing with a little dog I just found. And I'm comfortably not wearing pants.
Wow, sounds like a nice day at home.
Oh, I'm not at home.
What? Where are you?
Not sure. Well, I'm outside somewhere. Not exactly sure where. I'm not in the middle of nowhere, though, because I can hear human voices in the distance.
Well, can you look around and see?
No, I lost my contact lenses last night, and I'm pretty much blind without them. I can't really be sure of much of anything. I'm not even sure this is a dog.
What on earth is going on with you?
Well, Jimmy, since I left Congress, I have been in essentially one long, cascading, alcohol-induced fugue state. I'll come to in one place, having no idea where I am or how I got there, and then I'll drink myself into another bewildering relocation. It's like I'm traveling through a Shiva's tesseract. It's pretty mind-blowing.
Wow. A tesseract. I wonder who else besides you knows what that is. I don't know what to say, Mr. Speaker. I really don't.
Jimmy, please. I think I've earned this.
I suppose you have, sir. Well, listen, I was going to ask you about some news items, but I guess that's out of the question.
Well, the strange thing is that somehow in the midst of all this, I still managed to keep up to date with what's going on in Congress. Between catching a glimpse of a discarded newspaper that blows by while I'm resting in an alley, or seeing CNN on the bar TV as I'm being kicked out, I have a fair amount of knowledge of what's going on and am prepared to present my own opinion and analysis.
Oh, all right then, Mr. Speaker. What do you think of the sit-in that was currently going on in the Congress?
Ah, the gun control thing.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, believe me here, you don't want to be on that floor. I'm not sure a lot of them know what has been done on that carpet, but if they did, they'd rather shoot it with an unlicensed firearm than sit on it. And Lewis has been around for a while. He should know better. That's what baffles me.
Oh, okay. Well, aside from...
I'm serious, dude. A lot of nasty shit has been done on that floor, right where they're sitting. Nasty shit.
Jesus. Well, fair enough. Moving on.
I've seen it.
Okay. Other than that, what do you think of the sit-in? Is this an effective way to bring bills to the floor?
Are you kidding me? This is the most embarrassing kumbaya moment I've seen anywhere, let alone Congress. I want to laugh and be embarrassed at the same time. Just shows you how much little Eddie Munster over there has lost control of Congress.
You mean Paul Ryan?
Of course. I never would have put up with that shit. All he did was shut the C-SPAN cameras off so the world couldn't actually see him being humiliated. Pathetic.
What would you have done if you were still there, Mr. Speaker?
Me? I would have turned a fucking fire hose on them. You want to get 60s? Let's get 60s.
Wow.
Not in my house. These anti-gun nuts don't have the votes and they know it, so they have to resort to giant grandstanding and theatrical optics to get their way. But they suck at it. That's our thing, the GOP. You want to turn our playbook against us? Not so fast, Cochise.
I see.
And then before this, you had that Chris Murphy guy trying to filibuster in the Senate. Young, good-looking fella. Wanted to make a name for himself in the politics game. Thought maybe leading the filibuster is the way to go. You saw Wendy Davis down in Texas become famous for filibustering for women's rights or whatever with her fucking shoes. And said, okay, well, she's abortion Barbie. I can be unarmed and vulnerable populist Ken. But then he and his team called it quits after 15 hours. 15 hours. What a joke. Hell, Strom Thurmond filibustered the 1957 Civil Rights Act for 24 hours all by himself. Now, that's our boy. That's our team. These pussies don't know what they're doing.
You know, I'm not sure that's something to be proud of.
Jimmy, if you're a politician, effective politics is never something to be ashamed of.
Mm-hmm.
Besides, this sit-in thing just looks terrible. You know, what hippies never understood, the one thing they completely failed to grasp, is that everyone hates hippies. Even young left-wing progressives hate hippies. And hippies always think everyone likes them. It's so bizarre. And the sit-in is some hippie shit. They have no idea how much they're losing the on-the-fence voter with this pathetic, lazy display. While you're at it, why don't you protest income inequality by lounging in a bed at a Midtown Hilton with Yoko Ono? I'm sure you'll win some people over with that bravery.
So you're not taking this particularly seriously, I take it.
Are you kidding me? Please. You know the Democrat Party is sunk when they have to revert to their discarded 1960s playbook. We don't have the votes to enact gun control legislation. What do? Quick, play some Jefferson Airplane.
So, you know, there's a little irony, too, to this protest because the ACLU was actually against this bill when it was in the Senate because it said it was discriminatory to minorities.
I know. They're picking the wrong bill, too, on top of it. It just keeps getting better.
It's really something. So, hey, how do you think, are you lining up behind Trump for the election or what? How do you fall down that?
I'll reserve my judgment until the convention.
All right.
Some shit might go down.
Okay.
Can't really talk about it, but I've heard some things.
Okay. All right. Well, listen, Mr. Speaker, I appreciate you taking time from your drunken stupor.
Hey, I got to go, too. I'm pretty sure this little dog is actually a bear cub, and her family seems to be looking for her, so I should probably go.
Okay. Okay, Mr. Speaker, thanks for talking to us.
Oh, but hey, before I get mauled to death, you want to know why that carpet there is so filthy where they're sitting to the house floor?
Not really, but I have a feeling you're going to tell us anyway.
One time back in the 90s, late at night.
Oh, come on.
Bill Clinton and Barney Frank had a contest.
No.
To see who could ejaculate further.
Okay.
And where they're sitting is right in the drop zone.
All right.
You can cut that out if you want. I just figured I'd tell you the truth.
Yeah.
I'm drunk.
Okay. Bye, Mr. Speaker.